the three of you awake. Sandro is meditating on a table, so he's like
Like he does.
Alright, because I kicked him out of our room.
Yeah, because you kicked him out of the room, so he's like, fine, I'll do it on the table.
Yeah. What do you look
But
like, Rose?
you're seeing a pretty tall individual, skinny but fit, I guess. Very standard elf-like appearance with like the yellowish, not like, yeah, yellowish, a little bit slightly dirty, blonde-ish hair. Pretty long, going further, let's say shoulder blade length, or like lower shoulder blade length, and wearing robes basically, and a quarterstaff with a smaller backpack on his back, and it's yeah, basically having a belt with the pouch on the one side, the bag of holding, for example.
Oh, yeah, so you look like a caster
and a dagger.
elf.
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you want a descriptive, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I can sum it up like that too. Yeah. And I'm holding my staff, and on the one side of the backpack there's like the other like stick hanging there, like the wooden staff. The other one is quarterstaff.
So before Lorien says anything, I want to do the first roll of the evening. So do an investigation, Lorien. Investigation roll. And so this is good for Roosevelt as well. So there's a tab, 2 tabs left of the journal tab, which is called the chat tab, and that'll show people's rolls with modifications. So she just rolled an 18 investigation. By looking at him, you're not quite sure what his expertise is, but you do see in the staff lots of wood grain. You can see that the wood grain really shines through. It's like a very earthy staff. Go ahead, Roosevelt.
Well, hello there, darling. It's nice to see an elf that can handle 2 staves at once.
Greetings. I am unaccustomed to your let's say forwardness. However, how do you do? I'm new here. I am trying to get myself settled. I just got here to the inn, to the city even, from traveling outside, and I just arrived here, and I'm trying to find information around the plague that's going on right now.
Oh, lost duckling. Oh well, would you like to have a seat? And I'll tell you all about it. My name is Lorien, by the way. What's yours?
Good to meet you, L'Oreal. Lorien. My name is Rohal. Good to meet you. I was just... Yes, let's go sit down. It's probably a good idea.
And as you sit down, you see that Sandro is not disturbed by your conversation. He's still deep in meditation, standing on the table. And Falminar, you can see that he's still quite groggy, although very attentive. He's going to sit at this table here and just sort of be to himself as he wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I spent the past month and a half frantically moving house.
Oh, don't worry, I'm also trying to catch up with everything. I think we're all on the same page here.
Yes. Well, all right. So we can save a little bit of time. What do you know about the plague so far?
I know quite little. I come from outside, from a different land, and I have been traveling for quite some time. I have had a different mission in mind, and then I encountered this, and as a since I am so close to nature by heart, I felt I needed to intervene when it came to the plague, and I am not aware of a lot of around it. So therefore I was intending to go to the library for information, but I'm hearing that I might face issues in that regard.
Are you a druid?
Yes, that's correct.
We just recently were traveling with a druid named Cedric. Lovely fellow.
Hmm.
Made a very cute spider. So, yes, as far as an affront to nature, the plague most definitely is that. It originates with a necromancer. He's in Northhold. His name is Gulazar the Risen. And he has created a plague that people are calling the Rot. Priests can heal it at temples, but the temples are currently under attack. That which lurks beneath has been attacking other gods and attacking their priests and temples to try to take their power away because he wants to take the world over and kill everyone and make this a slime and tentacle-infested hell. So that's a wee bit of a problem, too. And he's actually at odds with the necromancer because he's using human sacrifices, killing slaves en masse to summon giant crystals to destroy things and do horrible, nasty stuff. And if people are all dying of the rot, they don't make good sacrifices. So it's a bit of a, catch-22. Like well, obviously we want to save everyone from the disease and get rid of it, but we also want to protect and free the slaves and stop this tentacly little fuck from, destroying everything. I mean, who doesn't like a little bit of tentacle every once in a while? But it's just too much.
I have heard of this person you talk about, and, well, not a lot, but a little bit. But it's very giving, like you're telling me. It's very good for me to fill some gaps out. It helps me in my research. What are you doing around here in that case? Do you intend to fight this necromancer and...
Well, I don't want the world to end, and I don't want millions of people to die horribly, so yes. And let me say, it's a relief to have somebody actually listen and take it seriously. You wouldn't believe the number of people that just sort of let their eyes glaze over and just don't want to deal with it at all. It's like, I guess you just don't care if you die. You're just going to let yourself rot of some horrible disease because it's inconvenient. So, kudos to you, Rohan, for actually listening and caring. So I take it you're hoping to stop it as well.
It has become one of my main focuses as of now. I have two reasons to wanting to go to the library. You see, I am in possession of a magical creature, well, several parts of one anyway. That might give me the potential to, it is, of course, in theory, give me the potential to seep energy out of the Fey realm because of the energy imbalances between the realms. But that is, as said, just the theory. But, yes, that is my second thing. But I am focusing on this too. But
wait.
If you... Is this fellow next to us here? Is he... you guys seem to have something there. Like, or do you...
this is Falmandar. He's my bodyguard.
Understood.
And just briefly, I'm going to have Rad's new character, Ulrich, and I'll have Nim please roll a perception roll to see if these conversations are heard from your room and if they wake you. Okay, yes, you hear just about the whole conversation, and you are indeed awake, and your stuff is organized, so you are free to do as you please. And Nim, if you hear me, give yourself a perception roll. And then I know Lorraine was about to say something, so we'll go back to him. That's good enough. 10 was the mark. So you hear some of the conversation. It's a little muddled from your distance there, but you are awake and you are free to join in. Go ahead, Lorraine. You were going to say something.
Wait, let's back up just a moment. What do you mean, several pieces?
So, quite some time ago, I was on this mission with a few friends of mine. We were in a guild, and we had. I have this history with the Fae. I had this. It's a long story, including a demon altering my. Well, it's difficult. However, I have a connection with a Fae. So what happened was basically that this Fae was phasing in and out of this reality, our reality, and it was literally doing so to fuck with me. So my friend, after a while, when it actually started, well, physically harming me, it's little jokes or whatever you want to call them, he actually poured oil and gravel mixed together, where he heard the pixie. I believe it was a pixie anyway. I'm not entirely sure because it is in fact invisible still. He poured the mix over it and could see it for long enough to be able to, well, chop it to pieces. And because of its magical potency, I decided to keep the body in a chest of mine.
So you're walking around with chunks of pixie corpse in a box.
Well, it is the whole corpse. It's just 4 pieces.
Well, I mean, pixies are not that big. I would think four pieces of a pixie would count as chunks. I can't believe I'm having
chunks
this.
if you want to. I am not really into that whole gore thing, but you know, it's.
I believe
call them chunks
you,
if you'd like to.
Yes, I believe you, Duckling. Somebody who's not into gore would definitely carry around chunks of pixie in a box. But you know, I don't judge, so it's all right. It's all right. So
I, generally speaking, look at the grander picture of things to see if I can better the world. One dead pixie that is almost killing me, and me keeping its body, I think that's not really a sexual preference, rather a one for utilizing the most of a dead creature.
You're being utilitarian.
On that comment, Lorien, you now keep in mind you're both you're a high elf and he's a wood elf. You're both elves, but Lorien, growing up more so in a very quote-unquote civilized and noble setting, you do know and have heard of wood elves being more in tune with their ancestry, their history, and much of the kind of whimsical fae creatures that populate the forests. So you see this as a very stereotypical viewpoint from a wood elf. You know, someone who is to, almost as if like a Native American in real life would want to use every last piece of, you know, an animal, you know, use the skin, use the deer, this and that. You see Rohal as a kind of stereotypical wood elf trying to make the most sense of these fae and to preserve them when most of society sees these little things as insignificant. But he does bring upon a story to you that may unveil more information about the Fae.
Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Cedric, I keep calling you Cedric. Rad, your character is now in the same room. He kind of woke up. Would you like to contribute to this or more so listen in?
Oh, I can't move my character. But yeah, probably just listen in.
I'll give you access. Okay, and Nim, are you back?
I am here. Hello.
Very good. So you heard most of that conversation. You are now awake in the common room here.
Okay. Can Nim fall down the stairs?
Can she fall down the stairs?
Yeah, why not?
Which stairwell would you like to? Oh, there's only one stairwell. Now, do you want to fall? Do you want to tumble down like a rogue, or do you want to literally just fall down the stairs?
Hang over, fall over.
Now, keep in mind, you are on the second floor right now, and if you tumble down, that's my bad for not explaining. If you tumble down the stairs, you will go to the first floor of the tavern/inn. away from everybody else.
Yeah, just make her fall down the stairs, just all the way down to the bottom, please.
Would you like to make a dexterity roll to do so with a rogue's tumbling grace? Or would you not? It's up to you.
Dexterity roll, right?
Correct. It would just be acrobatics. Make an acrobatics if you want to do this more as a planned tumble, sort of a. If you're doing this as a controlled tumble, if you're literally trying to self-injure, 22.
Well, that's athletics.
Now, okay. Now I'm going to ask you, as a 22, which is exceptional, do you want to do so, looking as if, almost as if like you're a stunt double? Do you want to look like you're injuring yourself to draw attention from the others, or do you want to do so in sort of a whimsical kind of like playful manner, like cartwheels down the stairs? How do you want to tumble down?
Second option, but with a flip.
Got it. Okay, so you're going to do so sort of flamboyantly. All right. You do so, and you are now down at the bottom of the stairs, and our new compatriot here, the fellow named Ulrich.
There you go.
Is like juggling so much information, it's unreal.
Right.
Is actually surprised. I'll have our new fellow here, Rohal, make a perception roll, please. Lorien is seated in such a way that she does see that.
All I'm picturing is just to see that, look up.
This is so great to see the different personalities we have in the party. So yeah, perfect. 8. So you only hear kind of something thudding on wood down the stairs, and you're not really sure what happened.
Hold up. I got an 8.
You did, yeah.
Well, you rolled a 1,
that's a natural 1. Yeah, that's a
you
natural,
rolled a nat 1, but
right.
you got
So you didn't see it, but you did hear some odd thumping on the stairs, as if someone did fall down, but you're not really sure what happened. But Lorien did see what happened.
Gotcha. Was that your?
That was my Oh, I don't know. I think she's like my niece-in-law, and yeah, but she's a little special. But that's
and
right.
The fellow behind me on the table.
Oh, that's Sandro. He's a monk, and I kicked him out of my bedroom last night, so he's meditating out here.
Very well. Okay.
We're gonna switch briefly.
Go ahead.
So now Nim is downstairs. People are being served breakfast. A few people are having ale with their breakfast. Some people are just having water. Nim, what would you like to do?
She's just going to ask for a beer and some food.
Very, very good. So the bartender, drinking as much as I am while playing D&D. Let me see. Let me pull up that information for you.
Be careful, Steve. You've got school in the morning. Ugh.
I don't have anything in the morning, to be perfectly honest. Gregor Bremmel, innkeeper Gregor. Oh, good old Gregor. He's a good guy.
Good old Gregor.
So Gregor says to you, where is my food generator? Here we go.
Have I met him before? As Nim. Has Nim met him before?
You've met him briefly, and you got drunk last night. Actually, I need to brush you up a little bit. Sorry. You got drunk last night, and you were talking with what is her name? I have so many tabs open.
Reslin?
Reslin. And you and Reslin really hit it off at the bar. You both took it upstairs, and you had some glorious lesbian sex. Yeah. So that happened.
Hot.
And you didn't wake up with her by the bedside, though. You don't know where she is, though. She probably just fell asleep in her other
jumped
room.
up a window.
But you could either have the boiled eggs and dried lentils with a tankard of bittered, a pickled carp artichoke, which is paired well with a tankard of just regular old house ale, or the steamed crab and bittered cheese with a glass of rum. Accordingly, 9 copper, 12 copper, or 2 silver pieces.
I shall go for the better option. I shall have the second, my good sir.
Well, the third is the most valuable, but
I'll go for the second.
The second, okay, the pickled carp and artichoke tankard of beer. However, you don't have to pay the 12 copper because you already paid for the room, so room and board. So you will have the house ale with the pickled carp and artichoke. Good old Gregor's going to have that for you in no time. Back up to the others. Let me drag you guys.
Oh, nice.
There we are.
All right. Well, all right. You seem like a not sure what to call you. What would you call yourself?
Derek.
Band. I suppose you could call us a merry band, darling, but really we're all terrified and exhausted and in a lot of pain, but doing what we need to do. And would you like to come along? I'll even walk with you to the library if you'd like.
Sure. Why are you exhausted and in pain?
Oh, well, there was this thing with an inheritance and running into a bunch of cultists for that which lurks beneath, and there was some weird mushrooms and then some other weird mushrooms, and I talked to that which lurks beneath. He's kind of a jerk. And then we went to a castle, and we went to a monastery too. That's where the mushrooms were. Then we went to a castle, and we had to fight a bunch of cultists and a bunch of thieves. But I got this great acorn tabard, and then we finally made our way back here. Oh, and my niece-in-law got the rot, but there is actually a cure. And
Not cheap, I bet.
well, not easy. Not easy. It has a number of ingredients that are quite rare, including the gills of ice table mushrooms, and giant's blood, and other such things.
They're not all too fun to obtain.
No. Well, we met a giant, and he was actually quite nice about it. But
that's good.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes, it's good we didn't get squished into itty bitty pieces like the orcs. Oh, those poor orcs!
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention the orcs.
Yeah, you did. Okay, well, I'm so far a little bit skeptical, but yeah, as long as we're in town, I guess we'll be fine. Yeah, huh?
I like your optimism. Yes, I'm sure we'll be fine in town.
Yeah. Okay, let's. Well, I mean,
walks away.
It's like that Homer Simpson gif where he backs into the hedge.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I'm sorry, hold on one moment. What, sweetie? Okay. Sorry.
Are your compatriots, are they ready to go, or
I'm sorry, I was also distracted in real life. There's a lot going on here, unexpectedly. Sorry.
Well, I don't think Artemis, who I didn't kick out of my bedroom last night, I don't think Artemis is going to be walking anytime soon, and he has requested a rest day. So I don't think he's going to go to the library with me, or with us, rather. Fulmina will come with us, of course. Ulrich, would you like to go to the library?
Sure, I have a couple things I need to research over there.
So,
excellent.
Lorian, make,
researcher.
Lorian, make a an intelligence roll, please. This is for a memory recall.
Me?
8 with advantage. Sorry, with advantage. So roll one more time, and we'll take the better of the two. That's how advantage works. For those of you who are, that would. Well, I'm gonna rule out the 6. It would be between the 8 and the 15. So with the 15, you recall a few things. Once again, it's been about 2.5 months, real time. You remember talking to a Solomon Hornsby down at the bar the night before, and he did offer you work over at the Hardy. What was it called? I'm also
The Hardy Har.
The Hardy
No, it's over at the Hardy Harlequin. the Hardy. Yes, it's actually called the Hardy Harlequin. Yes, he offered you some work there, which is of an adventurer's caliber. You also know that if you pull out your map of Gryhold, which Rohal doesn't actually have a copy of, and if you take a look at it, I'll let you put it on the table here so you can all see it. And boom, show to all players. You should all now have sight of that. If you take a look at that, the little protruding peninsula and bridge and little isle to the northeast is that structure there is the Great Library of Gryhold. And you do know that based
That's
on
actually
what people
northwest.
northeast,
Or
northeast.
are we referring to?
There's out protruding to the sea, unless there's some kind of mirror image going on. To the northeast, there should be a little isle with a drop, or not a drop, just a regular bridge going out to it.
If you look in the bottom right corner on where north is.
I'm sorry. Yes, northwest. I keep forgetting that this map is fucking crooked. Absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Good call. Good call. Yes, to the northwest. Sorry. That would be
the upper right corner of the map.
Correct. So that is where the Great Library is, but you also know that it is seen more as a guarded archive. But you're not quite certain. This is just based on rumor and what you've heard while perusing Gryhold. But you know that it is pretty substantial, even for standards of the realm. Not just this kind of far-off Dwaland region, which is to the northwest of the entire region. That's all I wanted to update you on.
Gotcha. Where were we exactly here now? We were
on the oh right. So on the map of Gryhold, you're in the Harbor District, the northern side of it. Let me pull up the exact. I just closed the map.
The upper side of it.
So if you're looking at the Harbor Ward, which is kind of the big bay, there is a region just north of the Gunderboom, which is sort of like a little curved pier with ships on the northern end, and the Bear and Hen is sort of nestled in that little aisle of buildings there north of the shipyard. And there's one more thing I forgot to tell you out of character, Rose, about Gryhold, which your character should know, and it's that the city is on a pretty hard lockdown. And although you are not a sailor yourself, you know that merchants and sailors and even gnomes that run sky ships and dirigibles are actually suffering from this plague, and the shipyard is on lockdown, and you see a chain there blocking the bay. There's a large chain there that actually is preventing ships from entering and leaving because of this sort of lockdown. Sadly, this is a really clear allegory to COVID-19, but I actually started
distancing in D&D.
I actually started writing this sort of like homebrew situation with the plague before COVID-19 was a thing. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we go to D&D for escapism, and here we are again with the plague. But anyway, I digress.
I mean, yeah, our characters were masking up in 2019, actually.
Yeah, we were masking up before everything.
Yeah.
Dungeons and distancing, you know.
But I hate to interject. I hate to interject as much as I do, but I know we're doing a lot of catch up here. Anyway, carry on. Actually, let's go back to Nim. Nim, you are served your food. And it is hearty. You're actually getting a leg up on everybody when it comes to breakfast here, because you're down there before everybody else.
Good. All right. So she's just gonna sit around, just think about what happened the night before. I'm trying to remember what happened, because let's face it, she's probably drank a lot.
You actually see a gentleman. Let me show you the I don't have the token on the game board right now, but you see this fellow sitting a little bit down the bar, having just some kind of burnt toast and a light ale, a pilsner if you will. He's sitting sort of here. I don't have the token out at the moment. And he kind of looks your way, and you kind of see him looking you up and down, and he says to you, I'm not going to do the voice because it's been too long. I got to look at the video. He says, you're with the others, aren't you? The out-of-towners.
She replies with a good old, what others do you mean, good sir?
I'm speaking of the High Elf. The fair-looking man. And the
Yeah.
tieflings. We don't see tieflings too often in here, as charming as they are.
Yeah. I mean, he's alright, but I really could do with a friend. But anyways, the other guy, yeah, he's alright. Pity I'm related to him. So, yeah, those guys, yeah. What do you, why'd you ask?
Yeah, it's not too often I see capable out-of-towners for what we need to be done here.
Yeah.
And you all do look capable, as strange as some of you may be, as eclectic as you are coming down the stairs. I do see talent there.
Let's just say none of us are very capable as a means, but we managed to get the job done.
You look like you've been through a lot, despite your good night's rest.
Tell me about it. Yeah, we've been through a lot, just coming through town.
I understand you need rest before going off on your next adventure. I'm sure we'll cross our paths again. And at that, he walks out the door and throws a coin or two toward the barkeep. And now we're going to go back upstairs. And we are back here.
Very suspicious.
He's evil. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, most likely.
You can roll an intuition, actually. Sorry, insight. Sorry, I'm fucking drunk. Go, roll insight.
Even though I'm not here?
Drunk Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons.
I found the perfect balance. First I chug black coffee to like get on point with my fucking tabs, and then I just drink alcohol to get in character and do creative shit.
Distancing.
But yeah, no, Nim, please roll a insight.
I'm not there, so.
13. Okay. You see that he is. I'm gonna actually quote the way he introduced himself with Lorien the other night, and he is somewhat of a revolutionary thinker. He might be a little bit bohemian, but he is refined and also may have darkness to him, but you think he means well. Back up to Lorien and Rohal and what's that character's name again? Ulrich. There we go.
There you go.
I got so many fucking tabs up right now. Okay,
You'll get it eventually.
I got 50-year-old whiskey sitting in the kitchen that I could.
I could go open a bottle of wine that I got from Christmas.
That's like D&D fucking loot pile like quality.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're actually using that for special things, but still alcohol in the house. Anyway, yes.
You're all three of you upstairs. I won't speak for the AFK players. Are somewhat hungry. You do want to get a bite at the bar.
Why don't we go down and have some breakfast before we head out? We also have a little job that we're doing since we're all kind of on lockdown in this city. We're gonna go help out the owner of another tavern / place of performance called the Harlequin, yes, Harlequin.
Hardy
yes.
Har.
The Hardy Har.
That place.
Yes, we go to the Hardy Har.
Rohal sighs and says, "Let's get a bite to eat." Yes, yes.
And we can streamline this. It's all included with the room and board. I'm gonna actually duplicate your characters. 1 moment. This shift, Control C. Okay, shift. Okay, we're not taking Sandra. We're taking you fellas. It's quite a process learning all of the commands here. Here we go. Boom. And now you're all downstairs with the magic of copy paste. You all choose the meal of your choice, which is either the boiled eggs and dried lentils with a tankard of bitter, a pickled carp and artichoke with a tankard of the house ale, or the steamed crab and bitter cheese with a glass of rum.
Oh, I'm so having crab.
I'm having the freaking crab.
Well, did you say lentils?
But crab.
The other one was... Ooh, so many tabs. Where's my tabs at? Where's my tabs at? Here we go. One was the pickled carp and artichoke with the tankard of the house ale. The boiled eggs, dried lentils, and tankard of bitter is the meal you're referring to, Rohal.
Oh, so that whole was one. Okay.
So, it would be the boiled eggs, dried lentils, and tankard of bitter.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna make a good berry. Fuck this.
You're gonna do what? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
I'm gonna create good berries instead.
Oh, very good. Yeah, sure thing.
Does that magic
that will use a spell slot though. Be aware.
I know. I'm aware.
And those foods are included with your room and board, so yeah, they're free.
Yeah.
But a druid is much like a vegan in 2020. I understand.
Oh, guys, have I told you?
Y'all should all try these good berry things. They're super good for you.
There's no hormones.
Guys, have I told you I'm a vegan?
Really? Oh,
No.
I get it. The meme, right? I thought you meant like in character you're going to be playing that out. I wasn't even like in the realm of real life.
Shoots up, I'm vegan.
So I assume that I click the circle there then on the spell.
You need not click it in this situation, but just be aware that you are using a spell slot for that level. Is that level 1, I believe?
So that's level 1. How do I mark the?
There should be.
So on spells, there's going to be a count. So
I
there's
see cantrips, and then there are 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, it says 4. It says 4 slots, so you'll be using 1. So that means
cantrips. You're going to go
where does it say 4?
the one section. Then you should have 4 slots total. So there should be a 4, and then there should be maybe another 4 or a 0. Whichever one it is, put that to a 3.
So I just did it for him. So under which I probably shouldn't do, but it's a learning experience. So under slots remaining, I put 3. So you have a total of 4.
Down there. Okay, I see it now.
Yep. So for now, I did it for you, but in the future, that's how it works.
Sure.
So there you go.
Yep.
And you only, I will say that you only need to eat 1 or 2 to feel sustained. So you can keep the extras if you want to keep them, like for healing in the future.
Yeah, they only stay for 24 hours, I believe, but they keep me full for 24.
It's 1 day sustenance.
Yeah, for 1 day exactly.
Yeah, they're quite good.
Yeah.
I
will ask the other people would you like a good berry? This food doesn't really suit me, sadly.
Nim would shrug and take one.
Say again?
Nim would shrug and just take one.
Alright, there we go.
I slip one in the pocket of my robes.
I'll
taste your berry.
take one and put it in my bag for later.
Yep, you guys can put that in your inventory.
Later.
So you have here. Where's my damn tabs? Okay, so you have Gregor Bremmel, who you met the night before briefly. He's a slightly overweight man in his 50s. He comes up to you, Rohal, and he says, "Are you not feeling the tankard of bitters? You're entitled to your tankard of bitters."
I am fine with a glass of water, thank you.
Tankard of bitter on the house, he says, and he slides it over to Lorien, who's right next to you.
I drink my tankard of bitter.
Very good. It's a bitter ale, and it is good. Quite good, actually, for a harbor ward tavern, which sometimes has the best ale but the worst food. Strangely, though, the food is actually passable here.
I hope so. Bad crab is really
it's really bad.
The crab is actually quite good too, because I mean, hey, you're by the fucking harbor.
Hell yeah.
But you're all the 4 of you. The others are up doing their own shit. The 4 of you are well fed, well drank, and are ready for whatever it is you choose to do next.
Well, I
Alright.
think, Steve, when did we say we were going to go to the Hardy Harrow?
You never actually said. All you know is that you have work there for more quote-unquote adventuring folk. Whenever you're up for it, you did hit it off with Solomon Hornsby the night before, but it didn't seem like a pressing matter. You don't feel that it's pressing. You did express that you are kind of here for at least a few days because your main objective, and I'm only doing this because it's been like 2 months, but your main objective is to get on the gnomish dirigible again, set to the skies, and get to either Northold or the place that's enslaved, Ivestad.
We did make a promise about the.
In other words, you
freeing
have
the
time.
slave.
You are going to be
Yeah.
in Gryled for some time, as far as you know.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, is Hornsby still here? He's gone, right?
Have a perception, or yeah, we'll do a perception roll.
I'm so tired, Steve.
That's quite all right. We can have a modest session today. But you do not see Hornsby. You do see Eberyn, the male elf diplomat from the Republic of Enzia, still here. You see a male dwarf who you haven't had a conversation with yet. You see the male soldier who was kind of shadowboxing the night before in a drunken stupor, kind of completely sober now, just sort of eating some good food. And you see a female human just sort of keeping to herself from where you're sitting.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna lie down in my chair here.
Quite all right. Quite all right.
Okay.
So
So,
shall
alright.
we go to the library? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can try and get in. I mean,
You're going
Cedric-
to the library, you bunch of
Also,
nerds.
I do not know the gentleman on my right's name, do I? No, you told me, didn't you? But maybe you want to introduce yourself. Anyway,
oh, that's Ulrich.
yes,
Hello.
to my right. The fellow on my right. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah.
I am.
I'm trying to fix other stuff at the moment, so that's why I'm kind of shoddy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your boy. No. So, let's see. I got a picture. Oh wait, no, I don't have a picture of him. I mean, the picture on here is pretty much it. Generally, rather nice kind of robes. It's got like bag, cloak. That's just about it. And it's got like a pouch, presumably for money. And what is it? What did I write down for this? I'm prepared.
Mm-hmm.
it's been a minute for all of us. Don't worry.
So
I'm,
it
like,
has,
I'm scrolling through stuff right now, even.
right. So he has maybe not quite to the middle of his back, but just above it. Black hair down to there. About average height, a little scrawny though.
What kind of race are you?
Is
Okay.
human.
Human. Very well.
'Cause I am a
Mic
human
off.
man. It is
Gotcha.
I,
Human.
Human.
Okay. Good to meet you.
Mic on.
Alright.
That's what you see. It's your boy. But
Very good.
All right.
Yeah,
Very well.
alright.
Are we?
You are set to head out.
to go?
Let me get your character tokens.
Well, Rohan, usually our old friend Cedric, if he couldn't get in someplace, he'd just turn into a spider or a lizard or just, skitter his way in, so I suppose that's an option for you.
That's kind of a last resort, I'd say, in this case. Usually, we can just get in by conversation.
Social enginering.
Yeah,
talking to people, how unique.
a bit of manipulation
Who would've thought?
for the better good can always well, it can always be used for the better good, rather.
Well, certainly. I mean, we do want you to get your pixie parts in order.
I mean,
Nim would giggle
Sure.
at the sound of pixie parts.
Mic off.
I high five Nim.
and like over me.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the group.
Are you all set to head out the
As
door?
said, a merry
Yes.
I'm set.
Yep.
group or
She'd
whatever you
buy
call
another.
yourself.
Nim would
Bad.
buy another beer, then quickly down it.
Very good.
right.
Is it going to be the house ale? I assume. Yes, the house ale.
Yes.
Okay, so you've only had 2. I'm not going to have you do a constitution roll. You can handle it yourself. Nim has had her fair share of drinks in her time.
Nim is
Oh,
a lush.
cool.
You can't get
Hold
a
up.
hangover if you're still drunk.
Can I do something to that?
Oh, yeah. No, you can. Let me bring you back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Where were we? Where were we? I got to drag you back. Sorry.
I'm just gonna dip my finger in that ale and just use frostbite and make that completely frozen, and then I'm gonna just walk out.
Ooh. Nim, what do you say to that?
You shouldn't be drinking this early. It's well, I might
Then we
want you
draw a
to be
dagger.
focusing for
Oh,
a
no.
few moments.
Oh god,
Party time.
this is totally normal.
No.
Okay, so first Rohal puts his finger in and chills your ale as you're about to chug it, and then you draw a dagger. What happens next? I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
Do you still lick it and like your tongue is frozen to it? Is that a thing?
Oh,
Nim is one feisty motherfucker.
Yeah, she got stuck into a wall one time.
I've seen some people in my time, but damn, Nim is like another level.
It makes your characters look like just the nicest people.
She's got a look of "try me, bitch" on her face. A
Are
very
you gonna
much.
cut the beer or the finger?
and I
Wait,
just
Wait. Before you do
look-
anything, do a perception roll. Rohal.
Very well.
Because I've
Right.
told you nothing of Nim so far, and I kind of want
Yeah,
to.
that's a fair point.
Mm-hmm. That'll be under your skill section.
Yeah. And
I'm drinking more than your characters are right now. This is lovely. 23, excellent.
sorry, I
you-
clicked twice.
That's
Trying to
okay.
get
It's okay.
drunk,
You got a
Molly.
23. So you see that
Yeah,
Nim
in the
is a drow, which I don't know how much you know about drow out of character, but in character, drow are sort of like the they're often discriminated against from society, especially from elves. They're sort of like they're from the Underdark. They are often seen as evil. Actually, out of character, they are often evil if you play them, but just recently did D&D and Wizards of the Coast, or whatever the fuck makes it, say that you no longer have to be evil to play them, which is sort of quote-unquote progressive for a fantasy game, because it's not kind of cornering a race into an alignment, so to speak. But the drow get a bad name for themselves. They're very uncommon. You see that she, although had good rest and is eating well and seems to be part of this party that you're speaking with, is badly bruised and is recovering from a lot of injuries and almost looks like she's recovering from a very sickly time. And you see that she's wearing leather armor and is very roguish in character and feisty. And that's what you see of her. She slings a very magical bow over her back as well.
Also dagger.
And daggers.
Also a dagger.
I look at her face, give her a smile,
Mic off.
and just walk out.
Dagger.
She would exclaim the word "motherfucker" and then try and follow him.
Mic on.
I thought you were
Very
gonna
well.
say try to chug the beer.
Would you like to chug the beer before you leave the beer? Or are you bringing the beer? What are you
Sure.
doing with the beer? What is happening with the beer?
She's gonna bring
The
it
beer's
over.
frozen.
It's gonna be a new pet beer.
Pet beer.
So you're bringing it with you? That's fair.
That is like That is one of the most this group things I've ever heard. The pet beer.
So you see the innkeeper Gregor not blink an eye. I mean, he's used to having rowdy sailors in here. This is the hard reward, and he has no problem with you taking the tankard with you. It has been paid for. You can bring it outside. This is not modern society.
I want the tankard back.
I can't tell you how many bouncers had to like shuffle me back into a bar when I was walking outside with a beer in my hand. Okay, I digress. So you do follow successfully. What do the others do?
Yeah, you're so out of control.
What do the others do? What do you do? Your name is Alric, and
I mean, I'm still hungry.
and Lorian.
Oh my god.
Do I
Steve's
follow
drunk.
the person with frozen beer on their finger, or the person with a knife?
On my finger.
I don't know. I mean, you froze it. I'm assuming it's stuck to your finger because that's how frozen things work.
No, it's in there. I just dipped the tip of my finger and froze it, so I didn't need to throw anything
That's
or whatever.
That's nowhere near as much as Nim was dipping her finger last night. I'm just saying.
You made me snort. You made me snort.
That's what she said.
Laughs in nerd.
Laughs in nerd.
So Nim,
Laughs in Heil.
you actually catch up with your strides to Rohal before he goes through the door. What would you like to do?
Is he wearing a cape?
Good question. I have no clue.
No.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, no capes. Oh dear. So she would grab him by his cloak. Or whatever
Okay,
he's
so
got.
I would like to have Rohal make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
No problem. This is all really good practice for the character sheet anyways, so I love it.
Yeah.
It was
14.
either grab him or just yeet the fucking drink at him.
So he quickly leans to the right as you reach toward his left shoulder, and you miss, but he's still very close within proximity with you and turns toward you. What happens next?
Alright, she's just gonna swing the drink at his head.
So you're using
God.
So mechanically you're using the tankard as an improvised weapon, which means some of the ale will be lost in the process. Is this something you want to do?
Yes.
Very well. Lorian
Another dexterity.
is close enough to try to do something should he choose to, and Alaric is too far to intervene physically. What would you like to do, Lorian, if anything?
Fireball.
I'm going to try to block Nim via her shoulder.
Dexterity
as she
saving throw.
swings.
Roll.
Okay.
Ooh, a spicy bar. You kind of reach out and just do not even get close enough to reach. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do a attack roll versus a C with a improvised strike.
Did I even do anything? I don't think so.
And Rad, unless you have something that is like a one action magic, you are too far.
I got a lot of match.
I know you do. So I'll let you decide what you would like to do before anything happens. But you are at a good 15 feet.
There are a couple things I could do.
I'll take your time. In the meantime, I need you all to familiarize yourselves with your character sheets for unarmed strike. Improvised weapon is a 1d4, I believe.
How do I notice him doing this? Do I notice him swinging?
You do, which is why
I do.
If he successfully makes a strike upon you with the tankard, you will be making a dexterity saving throw. And I'm not even going into initiative at this point, which normally we would do in combat.
No, but
this is,
what I am going to do if he's about to strike me,
Hit back.
no, I'm not gonna strike back. I'm just gonna turn into a fucking bear.
Well,
That's like
to
double
clarify.
his size.
So we
Yeah.
probably after
that case.
Rad's
Yeah.
character chooses what to do, we may indeed go to initiative. This is gonna turn into a throwdown.
Yeah,
but-
no, I'm not gonna strike back. I'm just saying, I'm
I
gonna
got
turn
you.
into a bear and like just bump him my booty and just
No,
like
I'm
walk
not
out the
worried
door.
about that. I'm a DM that's
Yeah.
like was totally open-minded when it comes to everything. So
It really
no,
is.
So
no,
what I
So
mean
that
is
was the wrong
basically
thing to say.
I'm holding it until the last moment before it strikes me, and then like
So let me explain what that means mechanically. So what you're describing is essentially a mechanic in D&D called preparing an action. So since he's already in the act of,
You just activated my trap card.
You just activated my trap card.
so since he's already in the act of using what's called in D&D an improvised weapon on you, it's already happening. But normally, what a character can do on their turn, or since it was initiative before their turn, would be what's called preparing an action. So, for example, a wizard could say, "I will be casting this spell under these specific conditions." So, unfortunately, he's already engaging in an attack. But since we're not in formal initiative order, I'm allowing Rad's character to do something. Once he chooses what he will or will not do, I am going to put us in a formal initiative order, which is what's done in combat. That way, people have it's like basically turn-based combat, essentially. So, Rad, do you know what you're going to do or not do?
Could I feasibly cast Mage Hand and kind of hold it, hold the hand back?
What's the casting time? Is it one action? So since as a DM I did not put us in initiative order, I will allow you to cast it, but I'm gonna have you do with it a dexterity saving throw. Or sorry, I'll do a dexterity roll. Dexterity roll.
Would I do that with my magic modifier or my dex?
Just dex. Just dex. Okay. We'll say that the spell is cast and now you are doing dex to intervene.
Go here. Dex save or just straight dex?
Just straight dex, because you're not actually defending yourself.
Nice.
Amazingly, with Mage Hand, you disrupt, even with a 20, I'm going to say disrupt, because technically I'm allowing you to cast a spell in the time it takes for an attack. So you just kind of knock the tankard out of Nim Lalway's hand. The tankard falls to the ground. Nim Lalway does, without even a roll, realize that it is a Mage Hand from one of the spellcasters in the party. Nim, it is your turn. We're actually going to go to initiative order if this is going to continue as aggression. Nim, are you going to act aggressively or not? Up to you. If we do, we're going to go to initiative order.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
So everyone slowly roll. So everybody slowly roll. Everyone hit initiative. It's going to be on your character sheet. We're going in initiation.
My computer's completely frozen.
So initiative is like dead center top of your character sheet. So if you hit the word initiative, it'll put us in a structured order.
That 21 is for Nim.
I always fuck up the initiative window, but we'll just kind of roll with it. No pun intended. Okay, so Ulrich has a 21. Oh, that's for Nim, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nim has a 20. I'm going to use actual paper and pencil because I'm like an OG. 21 for Nim. Okay. So Roosevelt, take a look at your initiative roll. It's going to be on your... Oh, you have a 9, okay. Ulrich has a 13. Lorien is a 6, okay. I had no idea you guys rolled already. Wow. That's dope. I'm actually loving it. So Nim actually does get to go first, which is gonna be fucking chaotic as shit. So Nim, it is your move. Go ahead.
She's going to notice her drink fell over, and then she's going to.
Actually.
Whoa, okay, sorry.
So since technically you just made the attack, technically that was your move. So next is Ulrich.
Ah. I still don't know what to do.
That's fine.
Didn't Ulrich just cast
It's a tricky situation.
I did just cast Mage Hand.
Okay, fuck it. So then, so technically it's Rohal's turn because it actually fits nicely into the initiative order. Yeah, to be fair. So Rohal, it's now your turn.
Without turning around, I'm just gonna say.
But you have turned around. You are now facing him. You are now facing him already.
But. Okay, well, it was my intention anyway.
If it was not your intention, you don't have to face him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Let's not fight. This is completely counterproductive. Let's go. And then I continue walking out the fucking door.
So just so you know, even when we're initiative order,
I know he gets the possibility to like
No.
punch me in the back or something,
What
right?
I meant is you can actually speak
Okay, go ahead.
even out of turn during initiative order in D&D, which is really cool. So you can actually speak during someone else's turn. Each turn in initiative order represents roughly 6 seconds of time, and speaking during someone else's turn is allowed. So you could potentially do whatever you like. You could turn to the bear. You could walk away. So if that's what you do, that's excellent. Lorian, your move.
Wait, so he just walked away?
He says we don't need to fight, and he walks towards the door. Your move, Lorian.
Well, am I not by the door?
I'm gonna try to wrap my arms around Nimalway.
So Rad, would that be a strength for a grapple or a dexterity? I always forget. Which one that
So
would be.
grappling is the person that is trying to grapple is athletics versus the grapple-ee's athletics or acrobatics.
Roll it out, folks. So Lorian, it's
Choose
an acrobatics.
They can roll a 1.
Nim.
So it's a 2.
Nim,
So Lorian,
stop.
you never know.
Do you mind?
Stop.
So
Yeah,
Rad,
roll
if you may, Rad.
Choose your
Sorry.
pick, Nim. Athletics or acrobatic.
Athletics, because why not?
Well, your acrobatics is pretty dope, though. I'll be honest. But
Then
Well,
do acrobatics.
we already rolled and you
late.
already won,
it's
so.
too late. It's too late. You've already won.
You need-
So,
You had to beat a 2.
So Lorian kind of stumbles
Which
toward
is
you with good
an automatic
intent,
win.
and you slip through her robes. His robes, sorry. Now it is again Nim's move. You've slipped through Lorian, and you've heard Rohal say that it is not worth the fight, and turns your back to you in a submissive form. What do you do next, Nim?
She's gonna turn to Lorian and just say, "I'm already starting to hate the pretentious bastard."
Very well.
Well, Nim, you hate everyone, though, don't you?
Yeah, I admit he might be growing on me, but
Is that the fault
Oh.
talking, or is she always like this?
who's
Oh, that's
this?
the alcohol. That's also a good option.
Well, I mean, I prevented
Oh, she already downed
consummation of alcohol.
So, Lorian, even though this is just a mundane scuffle in a tavern over nothing more than someone sticking their finger in an ale, you feel a stinging sensation in your brain. And without words, you understand that it is Gonadar's disappointment that this wasn't a hunter versus prey scenario. It is mild and it is brief. It is brief and it is mild. It is no more than 2 seconds or 3 seconds. But you recognize it, and to you, it is disturbing that he is even observing this, and disappointed that something as small as a scuffle in a tavern hasn't turned into a bloody defeat. Your connection is strong with that which lurks.
I freeze and cringe, and I make eye contact with Nimlalwe, and say, "Did you feel that?"
She misinterprets it and says, "Well, I'm never going to be nice again," and then walks off.
And Falminar's at the ready, but he understands and reads the situation as nothing more than a scuffle. And he doesn't unleash his power, but he does sense that something is not right with you, Lorian, and does ask if you're okay.
No, not really, but I don't think there's anything you can do, Fall. And I go running after Nimlalwe. Nim, no, wait. Please, wait.
Oh yeah, she stopped.
No, it wasn't that, actually. You know, you're kind of growing on me, too. A bit.
Stop, you're going to make me blush.
But, no, did you feel it? Did you feel that which lurks? Did you feel that sting in the back of your mind?
Do you want me to roll?
You actually, without a roll, feel nothing. Your character, Nimlalwe, is chaotic. She is a revolutionary at heart. She goes against the grain, which is what is in her blood. In her blood is a long lineage of those who go against the most powerful usurpers, the most powerful monarchs, and which is why you have been wrapped up in this chaos. However, your connection to Gonadar is not the same as Lorien's, and you felt nothing.
She simply shakes her head. No, I've got no idea of what you speak of.
Gonador, he's in my head. I could feel him. I could feel his hunger for the hunt and his disappointment that there wasn't blood. He's watching through me.
That's a bit pervy, isn't it?
Yeah, really honestly it is.
Yeah. I mean, he could have done something better, go for a hand, maybe, but why the head? It's gonna be weird now.
It is. The next time I go to the outhouse, I'm gonna be thinking about how he's watching.
Yeah, wear a blindfold as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might. I think I just might. Because that's rather nasty, isn't it?
Yeah. I can blind you. It's no problem.
No. I appreciate the thought. I do. No, it's all right. It's fine, darling.
Yeah.
And
I'll just
I turn
get
around
something.
and say, "Are you guys coming?"
Yes, of course, everyth's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I had
all
to tell
good.
you that last night.
All good, yeah.
Hello.
Oh, me too, yeah. I high-fived him again.
Tally ho. Let's go.
Where did that come from? That was great. Was that, who's? That's perfect. That's roleplay. That is roleplay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so yes, you all shuffle out the door. You are compelled, and you are on the docks. I would like you all to roll a perception, please. This is going to be very interesting. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Oh,
Somebody rolled high. Two of you rolled
keeper
high.
boys.
Yeah.
I see all the things.
I want to be brutally honest with you here as a DM out of character. Only some of the highest rolls would have perceived what you're about to hear. And I'm not one to throw you off track because you guys had a really cool place to go. But
Ulrich got nat 20.
Ulrich and Rohal do hear the shouts of some dwarven guards in the city and some muffled explosions. Very, very muffled, very far off. And you only heard it because of your 21 rolls. Lorien and Nimlalwe heard absolutely nothing over the sound of seagulls and rushing waves in the bay. The sounds that you heard came from your west. Sorry, to your left. I mean, fuck this compass, I swear.
South.
Yeah.
Whatever. But you all heard that, didn't you?
I heard that. It's from the south. It's
Come down there.
That way?
What
My
what
character's like actively just like
Faint.
wait.
there are faint explosions.
Nim's gonna
Explosion.
look the other way. Nim's gonna look the other way. I think I heard it from over there.
No.
I could just like grab you, just turn you around, just there.
Oh, there. Oh,
There you go.
I really should get my hearing checked.
I don't know. Maybe it's like an echo or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Anyways, yeah, let's go that
Me
way.
not playing a druid would stop me from making ridiculous perception rolls. Ah.
All right, then, boys.
All right. Do we have any way of getting eyes out there?
You can make an investigation roll if you're looking in that direction.
Like, I'm looking around if we can see any
there
not
smoke?
power per se, but can we see, like, can we get up high somewhere to be able to see in the direction nearby? And so I'll do a perception roll for
So
that.
since you're looking, well, hang on. Since you're doing, so I like to use investigation for very specific sort of investigations, and I use perception as more as broad. So I would like you to make an investigation in this area. And normally I have
That's better for me,
awesome,
but that's fine.
and normally I have awesome battle maps prepared. But for this particular investigation, I don't have a really sick battle map. Would anybody else like to make an investigation in character? Would it
I would
suit
like
your?
Sure.
Go for it. Okay.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So with a 14, Ulrich, you actually don't see anything too unusual. Rohal and Lorien actually do see in an alleyway to your east, sort of this way. You do see kind of the huddling of some scale mail dwarven guards. You know that Gryold has dwarven and human guards for the most part, and you do see several dwarven guards, maybe one or two human guards. I don't have a battle map for this particular range of distance, but assume that down the alleyway you see a few of these fellows here like that. Kind of looking to the west, these guards are to your south, and you see them about maybe 300-400 meters down kind of that way. And they're looking at something in what seems to be a stone tower in the center of town in the harbor ward. And you know that to your north, is the direction of the Great Library. There's no right, there's no wrong. You guys choose as you will.